top crypto narratives. We all know that they can lead to outsized gains because an okay project in a big narrative does better than a great project in a narrative that nobody really cares about. Like, for instance, the metaverse. Right now, the fact is no one cares. But one trend is absolutely ripping through the industry right now. It's a little bit more technical and perhaps a little bit nuanced, but that's okay. I am talking about the data availability layer, or as you may know it, the Celestia effect. Welcome to the channel. My name is Maddie, and this is Altcoin Buzz. Best of luck. As always, if you choose to invest, just please remember that I'm not a financial or investment advisor. And so by extension, this video is not official financial or investment advice. So as I alluded to, really the only reason that anybody is talking about data availability is Celestia. Because as a modular blockchain, Celestia and the others on this list are handling some of the blockchain responsibilities, but not all. And that's because they outsource certain others, like security, for instance. In reality, it's not really that different than any layer 2 that leaves transaction finality and security to ETH to handle. Then transactions settle on the L1 chain. Celestia was the first major data availability layer chain to hit the market. And data availability is an important feature of blockchains. The idea is that all of the transaction data is available and accessible on chain. And then all the nodes can access all the data at any time. It is this all data at any time feature that takes up lots of space on the chain, meaning it slows down the other layers, like for example, the consensus layer. So separating this layer means that chains are going to be faster and more scalable. And again, the very first to present the data layer separately was Celestia, meaning Celestia makes managing blockchain data easier, so really anyone can create their own chain more easily. Now we get to Eigenlayer, because although Celestia is getting a lot of attention, right now, especially on crypto Twitter, Eigenlayer is even more popular. Restaking is probably the big reason, as I'm sure you've seen, as I'm sure you've heard. So take your Lido liquid staking tokens and restake them for more gains. And this is becoming wildly popular. It is already the 6th biggest protocol in DeFi. $5.1 billion worth of ETH have been restaked on Eigenlayer already. And Eigenlayer does both data availability and consensus together. This is a good thing because it reduces some of the restaking risks, but other risks are still there for all data availability layers, including increased risk of slashing. And one area where Eigenlayer could help ETH in the long run is the dependence and dominance of liquid staking protocols like Lido. Right now, though, Lido has much more restaked from Eigenlayer than from any other protocol, including, by the way, the ETH beacon chain. In fact, it's the only one with more than ETH itself. The numbers are 748,000 ETH for Lido and 625,000 ETH for ETH itself. On the one hand, that shows you how dominant Lido is, but on the other, suggests that issues could arise at some point down the road. If you're a heavy user of ETH and are perhaps concerned about this possibly increasing your centralization risk, then you can use Eigenlayer strategically to restake on another smaller validator. Eigenlayer has a point system that helps you estimate what you can earn, as well as for airdrop qualification for related projects. And so it's not that surprising that we're seeing lots of action on crypto Twitter, just like this from liquid staking pool Stater. Celestia might have the most hype and interest overall, but there is no doubt that when it comes to Ethereum and liquid staking, the king of data availability is, in fact, Eigenlayer. Finally, here we're looking at Avail, which is a data availability layer for ETH rollups. Avail is built with the idea of building out your own blockchain for your own purposes quickly and easily. And one thing that we really like about Avail is that it is both the data and the consensus layer. And this is very important, right? Because it highlights one of the big risks in data availability layers generally. And again, this is hugely important. So if you listen to nothing else in this video, please consider this. An important feature of data availability layers is they make the data available on chain in a way that is easy and fast. Other modular blockchains use this layer so that they can scale more quickly. When a data availability layer is the only data and not consensus 2, that becomes problematic. However, Avail avoids this issue. A data availability layer that does not do consensus 2 means that the blockchain that uses this data can have incorrect or fraudulent transactions on it. So data availability without consensus means the data is available, but there is no guarantee of data accuracy. And this matters a lot for Eigenlayer people and those doing restaking. So the risk of slashing by an Eigenlayer-based restaking validator is much, much higher than slashing of a normal ETH validator or a basic liquid staking validator like Lido or Rocket Pool, even with Eigenlayer doing consensus. The lack of consensus where all nodes agree on what transactions are valid can lead to lots of potential problems, and they include lost funds when doing restaking. For some reason, no one is talking about this. We don't know why. However, we are because, again, it's extremely important. And Avail manages to avoid this issue entirely, and others could have as well by providing data availability and consensus together. So the risk of working with a data availability layer is far lower when it does both. Avail offers shared security as well, which is a nice benefit. Often these modular chains are relying exclusively on ETH for security. A shared security model gives a new chain a chance to positively affect security. Altcoin Buzz Alpha is proud to say that we now have a winning portfolio spread among different sectors, and additionally, we're also very well positioned to get into good IDOs. And if you're into passive income and airdrops, just check out the number that we've received until now. Add to that the original TIA airdrop and all the others that are upcoming. We've achieved this by giving several deeply researched and diversified calls. Just check out some of these numbers from December 2023 last month. And right now, the plan moving forward is to reallocate profits to low caps, to diversify into new segments, to keep getting bigger and better airdrops, to catch the latest trends like Bitcoin and Linea inscriptions, and to dollar cost average during market flushes. We just recently introduced a yearly subscription to Patreon, and you can take advantage of that because if you subscribe to that yearly plan for a limited time, you get 1 month's membership completely free. Check us out by clicking on the link in the description of this video and the pinned comment below.